let's get started. In fact, let's gonna get cold started. I'm starting a Lada Niva from a cold start. We're gonna step on the throttle a little bit, pull out the choke a tiny little bit. We want to make sure we open the garage door and slightly higher engine RPM. We're gonna bring it down a little bit. This is an extremely rare, finest example of the Russian Neva that you're going to find. I'm also going to adjust my mirror on both sides. Looks great. So we are ready to go. Drop the RPM on just a little bit, put it in first gear, and let's stalk Russian Neva while driving it. Why is it so special now, all of a sudden, in 2020? We're going to pull out the choke a little bit more. Second gear, and we're taking a pretty steep incline. So why is the Russian Neva all of a sudden so special in 2021? Well, it's a highly capable SUV to begin with. It is a fine-looking SUV. Somehow, everybody loves it. Some people love it a lot. Some people love it a little bit less, but everybody loves it. So that's another good reason. It offers relatively modern features for a classic car. Yes, it is a classic car now because Neva was first produced in 1977. And at that point, it was the state-of-the-art technology with the all-time all-wheel drive system, unibody SUV, unibody-based SUV. So we are driving it in the United States, in Boxborough area, near our main location in Boxborough, Massachusetts, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. This vehicle has only 20,000 kilometers. It shifts beautiful, and I had a pleasure. I grew up in Moscow in Russia, so I had a pleasure driving, I was a passenger in these cars when they were new. It was a very unique experience. Very few people had these cars, and being in one back then was, oh my God. So driving one now that feels like new, looks like new, performs like new is quite special. Our engine temperature just reached about 60 degrees Celsius, so we're going to turn down the choke. Engine speed level beautifully. This particular Neva is 100% original, including the original tires. And the original tires on the Neva are purely designed for off-road operation. They're very grippy, and they make a very specific loud noise on pavement. When you go to maybe 40-50 miles an hour, that noise just becomes part of the vehicle driving experience. So we're traveling about 60 kilometers an hour, about 40 miles an hour. The car feels awesome. The steering wheel is nice and straight. The brake pedal response, it's instant. It doesn't pull anywhere. When you drop it to idle, the vehicle rolls nicely. You can kind of feel those tires, but it rolls nicely. We put it in gear, it picks up, has very, very nice power for the type of the engine that it has, which is 1.6 liter carbureted engine. At the time when this car was produced, it was the most powerful engine available on a Lada, 1.6 liter. And currently it's very adequate for modern road conditions. There are no foreign noises in the car. It's nice and tight. No whistle, no wind noise. I'm on a pretty bumpy road, and no rattles. The suspension, the brakes, everything about this car is incredible. We're so lucky to have it. And we do have another video segment. If you haven't seen it, it should be available for you, that shows vehicle underbody. It's incredible. The underbody of this car is just simply stunning. So, and this car has a history. We acquired the vehicle. We were very lucky. We acquired the vehicle. It was a gift. It was gifted by the original owner. I'm not sure how, but it was gifted to a high-ranking military officer who had it for a couple years. It was in a beautiful heated garage in the suburbs of Moscow. And when our friends in Moscow that source cars for us, when they were tipped that this car may be available, they visited the son of the general, who they were not planning on selling it. So who contacted the general, and he agreed to sell the car. He hasn't used it in a couple years, and the son, with his permission, sold the car on his behalf, and then the car made its way to the United States, and now we're driving it, and it's totally enjoyable. The seats are nice and tight, and you can see the headrest. It's almost like a shoulder support. You have to be a tiny little person for the headrest. Even when it goes up, it's still not going to reach the head of the average person, at least in the United States, and in Russia also. But it is definitely a very comfortable seat. It has good seat belts, which we will absolutely use. I will use it, and I just realized that I didn't, because usually get a little beep, not in the Neva. So, and you can manually adjust the tightness of the seat belt. It's a little loose. I'm going to adjust it on the road by simply moving the seat forward a little bit, just for now. It's still fine. So, excellent performance. Many Neva owners often report a normal transfer case, little whine. This car and many other low mileage Nevas that we were lucky to have actually don't have it. This car is very quiet. The only background noise that we hear is the one coming from the tires. So when we had the car from the lift, our technician was blown away by the condition of the vehicle. We all looked at it, and it's like, oh my God, this is absolutely the time capsule. It hasn't been welded, it hasn't been repaired, it hasn't even been sprayed with undercoating, which is amazing, because usually those cars that were not sprayed with undercoating were the ones that rusted away. But this car clearly was never ever used in the winter. We don't even think it was taken off-road ever. So here we have it. It is 100% original. We have another video where we go over the vehicle. We show all the details. We show bottoms of the doors. We show rocker panels. Obviously, we show under the hood. With this video, we just want to share the driving experience. It is phenomenal. And going back to where we started is why it is so special for the modern conditions when you consider a classic vehicle in the United States. First of all, in this budget, there are very few, if any, cars that you can buy that are going to be turnkey and in the condition as this car, for example. And certainly those cars may not be as rare cars in the United States. Even in Russia, Lada Niva, in the original condition with pristine miles, very hard to find. We've had inquiries from Russia on some of our collectibles that we offer here in the United States, because a lot of them we bought 10, 15 years ago, and we kept them, we enjoyed them. Some of them are for sale, some of them we still have in our collection, and we continue to enjoy them. So we're driving in fourth gear, we're going 70 kilometers an hour, a little over 40, 45, probably 45 miles an hour. The car feels awesome, plenty of power. I can accelerate in fourth gear. I can downshift third gear. The engine speed is at about 3,500, and the car just feels like you're in a rally course. It has plenty of power. For those people that say the Lada Niva is underpowered, well, of course it's underpowered. If you try a Ford Mustang or any V8 or inline 6 with twin turbos BMWs, of course this car would be underpowered. But you can still have a lot of fun driving this car, and for what it is, it has more than adequate engine performance. The transmission shifts beautifully. You can pop it into any gears, and it reminds me a BMW transmission, the way it shifted. It literally has very little shifter travel and pops right in and out of gears. So that's fun. It has disc brakes in the front, so the disc performance is outstanding. Drum brakes in the rear, and they last close to forever. So we want to share as much of driving experience with you as possible. We are now approaching AlphaCars, our Boxborough location, and we'll be parking the Neva. We'll take one quick spin here in AlphaCars. Yep, there we are. And check out, there's another SUV that we have, which is Australian variant of the Land Rover Defender 110. It is a very special vehicle. Wait for this video, because it is one of the 38 that were built for Australian military, and it actually has a Isuzu diesel engine. Nothing against Land Rover engines, but Isuzu is a little bit more reliable and doesn't drip oil. And speaking of military SUVs, here we have the Russian UAZ 469, and actually I should probably mention we have a Humvee military version. It's nice that we have all these vehicles all at once. But as far as Russian Neva, we are about to conclude the road test. Actually, here's the Hummer. Oh, we cannot see it through the reflection of the glass, but we'll show it to you in another video. So as far as Russian Lada Niva, what would be a driving experience in a Neva if we did not take it even tiny little bit off the pavement? By the way, the radius of turning in this car is simply amazing. And as far as just a tiny little bit going off-road, yeah, we'll take it off the pavement. It's like, it's nothing for Neva, but very few cars we can say we can do that. And yeah, look at the angle of this, the way we're parked. And I did not even drop it in the lower gear. It feels absolutely awesome in first gear. Nice acceleration. And we'll park it for the viewing pleasure of our drive-by customers right here. And another legendary SUV is up front. It's a 2019 Toyota Land Cruiser. 2021 will be the last year for the Land Cruiser in the United States. So here is the beast. Nice throaty sound from the exhaust. Check out all these areas that are commonly and literally like rusted away on these cars. It is absolutely impeccably, totally clean. Check this out. Here's a plug, and this cute little 12 volt is for the drop light that comes with the vehicle that you can plug in when you're servicing the vehicle at dusk or at night. Very nicely running and nicely sounding engine. Great body lines. Look at the trunk, look at the original seams. Nothing has been body shopped or worked on. So thank you very much for staying with our channel, for viewing another great video. We hope that you enjoyed it. And definitely check out, if it isn't this car, check out our Soviet era car collection on AlphaCars.com. Thank you.